welcome everyone to the 2020 regional meeting for Europe and Eurasia for the Globe Program community. The meeting is organized by the Region Coordination Office, and I'm here today with Dana and with Lenka, my colleagues from the office. We will be facilitating this afternoon, or for us it's afternoon, and we have also Lenka as a technical support. And as you know, this meeting goes virtual for the first time, and we are happy that we can see you at least on our screens, because it's always an event that gives us lots of energy and lots of inspiration. So at least in this kind of virtual form, we are really happy to be with you today, and if you have time also for 3 more days. And we all know that we should have met in Croatia this year, and we still hope that in some coming years we will come back to Croatia and we will have a wonderful regional meeting in Omiš. And for now, we take this virtual meeting as an opportunity to really open up the event to larger community. So we try to do our best to invite as many people as possible. And so far we have more than 200 people registered for the whole week. And these people, they represent 26 countries from our region, plus some more countries outside of the region. And so really that's the wonderful opportunity to involve even the people who would not be able to attend the regular meeting. So that's the way how we want to look at it, and we are really glad to see you today. And once again, I would like to welcome Tony Murphy. He is with us today, and also Linwick Bells. And for them, it's very early morning hour. So thank you so much for joining us right in the beginning of this session. And let's start with the agenda for today. As you can see on the screen, we have 3 hours program for today, and there will be a break in the middle. And after this session, we will we will have a discussion and we will work in groups. And after the break, we will come back to the Padlet board where you've been posting good practices from your countries. And it will be more or less also a discussion format of the session. So that's all for the agenda for now.
Welcome everybody. As Bara said, we are very happy to meet all of you today, and we are happy that Tony Murphy, Director of the Globe Implementation Office, is with us, and also Linwick Bells, International Coordinator. Then we have all the members of the board, Laura, Sania, Anthony, Karl, and Maike, and also Diana Garasic, CC in Croatia. So first of all, I'd like, or let me give the floor to Tony Murphy as the first speaker for today.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes, okay, great. Well, this again is a very different way that we had intended to celebrate both the 25th anniversary of the program and the regional meeting, and in Croatia, and celebrating its 25th year of involvement with the program. And so while it's a big disappointment that we are not together physically, it's wonderful that we can be together, at least virtually, and see so many people here today. It's wonderful to see you all. And just having listened to the news a little bit and all of the spikes that are happening across Europe, I think the correct decision was made in keeping everybody safe and having this meeting virtually instead of trying to have it physically, because I'm not sure it would have been possible. So thanks to Donna and Bara and Lenka for putting this together and getting us all together for the meeting today. It's going to be a very busy schedule, I think, over the next couple of days as well, and a very busy time for us to come together. And we appreciate the fact that you can take the time out. And as Bara and Donna have said, it will be great if you can stay with us for the complete meeting through Thursday. It's not very early for us here, but it's 7 a.m. in the morning, and I realize many of you fell back right on your time. And as I was getting ready to come on this morning, I was beginning to think, oh, did I remember that the clocks went back in Europe or not? And would I come into the meeting late or not? So I'm glad that I was here on time. And here in Colorado, we're in the middle of a small snowstorm, and so there's quite a bit of snow, and it's I think like minus 15 Celsius or something outside for us. So it's a little chilly, but it's great to see you all and to see so many faces of Europe and the program in Europe, and that's an incredible number to have joining us tomorrow. Over 200. That's an incredible number to have, and that's a great sign of the program and the engagement and the involvement of people and the interest that's in the program, even in this time of COVID. The other thing I'd like to do is, of course, welcome, in addition to you all, as representatives of the countries in Europe, the other folks that are online from the other regions. We have, I think, in addition to Mariana from LAC, we have the US country coordinator as well, Jean Bourgeot. And as I go down through the list here, I think that's the outside Europe representatives that we have. It's great that Lynn is on board as well. And as you said, this is one of the values of having a virtual meeting, that people from all over the world can come and participate in the regional meeting, something that would not normally be possible. So welcome everybody. And one of the other things that I think is great to see the number of students and the way that you've involved the students in the program and getting them to share their work. It's wonderful to see that involvement. Last week, we held the North American regional meeting, which was to be in New Orleans, but of course was a virtual meeting as well. And we had over 80 people attending that meeting, which was pretty high for us as well. And it was great to have Bara and Donna available at that as well, and listening in on it. This is a great opportunity for the regional offices to really learn from each other on how the regional meetings are organized and managed. And of course, the meetings themselves are different because they're virtual, but still, it's a wonderful opportunity for people to be involved in that way and to learn about how the meetings are run. So with that, I'd like to thank Bara and Donna for their work, and Lenka too for getting us all involved here. And with that, I think I'll hand it back to Bara and Donna.
Okay, thank you, Tony. Thank you for your welcome speech. Yeah, it's really nice that you are with us for CC meeting. Next, I'd like to give the floor to Lynn Wigbels, who usually can't be with us, and so this is a opportunity.
Thank you, Donna. No, I just want to say hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm just so happy to be with you today and this week, and I'm looking forward to hearing about all the good work you've been doing and the plans for the coming year. So I think it's going to be an exciting week, and I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. It's nice really to have you at the CC meeting. And I know that it's usually not possible for you to attend in person. Even I know that you love to meet with country coordinators. And so we are very pleased that you are with us online this year, this time. So next we have Diana Garasic, country coordinator in Croatia. And I assume, and Bara mentioned it, that you know that the regional meeting was supposed to take place in Croatia this year. We started with preparation together with Diana and Sanja and teachers from Omiš. We had and agreed on a beautiful place, but at the end it isn't possible to realize it. But still, we'd like to ask Diana. Now it's your floor.
We cannot hear you, Diana. Can you?
Diana?
Oh, yeah.
Now? Now it's good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Once again, hello, dear friends. It is my great pleasure to greet you at the beginning of this meeting, and it would be much bigger pleasure if we met in person, like it was planned. But it appears that back in March, when we decided this conference will be virtual, it was a clever decision, because now Corona is worse than ever here in Croatia too. So at the beginning, I want to give a special greetings to Tony and Lynn. It is so nice to have you with us. And I want to give big thanks to Dana, Bara, and Lenka for tremendous job that they have been doing in preparation of this meeting. To me, it seems that it is even more complicated this year than it used to be in previous years. So thank you very much. As you already said, it is the benefit of virtual meetings that we can have so many participants. And I'm very glad that a lot of teachers from Croatia will participate this way, since if it was virtual, it would not be possible for all of them to participate. Anyway, I wish you all very useful, very interesting, and very pleasant meeting. So enjoy.
Thank you, Diana. And hopefully it will be possible to organize in-person meeting in some years in Croatia.
Sorry, I forgot to say that we have been talking, and I hope that we will defeat Corona in 2022, and that it will be possible, if you all agree, to meet after all in Croatia. Thank you.
Thank you, and look forward to meet at some beautiful place in Croatia in 2022. So next, I'd like to give floor to Laura, chair of the board, who will tell you more about the elections and how it happens.
Thank you, Dana. Lenka, can you share the slides also?
Yes, sure you can. Should be allowed.
Let me see. Well, It's working now?
Perfect, we can see it now.
Yeah, so we had board elections, and this time it was really different because it was 100% virtual. Nominations were opened from September, and we welcomed nominations till October 5th. Altogether, 7 persons were nominated to be on the board, and 5 persons accepted nominations. 2 of the persons nominated rejected. And the election was virtual from October 15th to October 23rd. And the elected members will serve on the board for next 2 years. And I have to say thank you to Mike and Carl, who are stepping off the board this time. And it has been a pleasure to be on the board with you. And I hope to collaborate with you in future. And here are the results. As we had 5 positions and 5 people were on election, then it was clear that everyone will be on the board anyway. But we still conducted the election, and we can now welcome new members. Vladimir, who is Globe alumni from Croatia, Marcella from Netherlands. They both received 13 votes. Anthony from Ireland was elected back with 14 votes. Me from Estonia, I was elected back with 17 votes. And we have to welcome back, Danielle from France, who received 15 votes. Altogether, 17 coordinators returned their election sheets. And Sanja was elected last year in Trieste, and she will be on the board for next year. And the chair and the co-chair will be appointed by the board during the first meeting of the board. So.
So thank you, Laura. Thank you for detailed explanation and also for managing these electronic elections. I know that it was a lot of work to organize everything and to finalize it. So thank you. And
thank you all for voting. I know that it was a challenge because all countries received the email. An email, but some of the countries didn't vote, and some of the countries just got back to me today. But unfortunately, the election was closed before.
Yes.
Yeah. But this is 2020, and we have to be flexible.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you, and I'd like to welcome all the new members on the board. We have new people there, Marcela and Vladimir, and Daniel is also back on the board. So we look forward for cooperation in this new board group. Then I'd like to give a special thank for the previous board for their help and support on the preparation on this regional meeting. They also helped us a lot, and they will lead some sessions or groups later on. So thank you all. Thank you, Laura, Sanja, Anthony, Karl, and Maike. And my special thanks belongs to Karl and Maike, who steps off as Laura mentioned. But they served on the board for several years, and they really did a great job. And so please give them at least applause, virtual applause, or how to, yeah, virtual applause. So thank you, Karl and Maike. And
thank you. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure being on the board.
For your activity during all the years. So I think that's all about the board. And finally, it's a pleasure for me to give the floor to Jan, country coordinator in the Czech Republic. And I assume you remember when we met last year in Trieste, we had a session and we chose Prague and Czech Republic and the city of Prague for the next regional meeting in 2021. And Jan can explain to you more about this regional meeting or about this place. So please, it's your floor now.
Thank you, Dana. Again, hello to everybody. It's nice to see you and hear you on the screens. I promised I will be quick, so let's start with my presentation. I would like to share you my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Well, my friends, I have a dream. I have a dream that one day globe people will meet face to face again and will be able to sit down together at one table, maybe closer than 2 meters apart from each other. I don't know if this dream comes to the reality. Nobody knows it, but if it does, it will most likely take place in Prague 2021. I don't know if I cannot take another slide. Can you see the same slide?
Yes, we see the first one.
The first one.
Try to click arrow instead of mouse.
Arrow.
Arrow.
Okay.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
I think they have to make you the host or co-host.
So I'll try to share your presentation myself. Would it help?
Yeah, it would help. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So
thank you, Lenka.
So I won't be quick. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No problem.
Well, yes. Go for another slide, please, Lenka.
Hopefully. Yes. Okay.
Yes. So Prague, which is maybe one of the worst city when it comes to coronavirus epidemic nowadays, but in normal times, it is quite a nice old city on the Vltava River, city of many epithets, like the Golden City, the Mother of Cities, the 100 Spire cities, the million of tourist cities. Just slandering. Anyway, the home of Lenka goes for another slide, please. The home of Teresa Educational Center, so the home of not only Czech Country Coordination Office, but also Europe and Eurasia Regional Office. That's the house looking like a birdhouse by your left, and also Faculty of Science of Charles University. Why Faculty of Science of Charles University? It's because not only because colleagues from the Faculty of Science are our long-term members of Globe Scientific Board in the Czech Republic, but also you can go for another slide, Lenka. They are our colleagues, our partners in the international project Pulchra. the project which is grounded in the global methodology and consists of 10 countries, mostly globe coordination, mostly country coordinators. A lot of you are involved in the project. So Teresa and Faculty of Science, Charles University, we will be the main organizers of the next year. And the idea was that we join together two big events, 2021 Globe Europe and Eurasia Regional Meeting and Training, and Pulchra Partners Meeting, joined together into the one big event. So the idea was quite a pragmatical. A lot of you are involved in the project. We would like to spare your time and energy by attending one event instead of two ones. Go for another slide, please. Well, we're looking for the best place for such a meeting in Prague. But don't be afraid. Prague is a very well known for its human scale and excellent public transportation. So we're looking for the best place somewhere. When it will take place on the turn of September, October 2021. Weather forecast, especially for our Israeli friends. Weather forecast for today, it's 13 degrees of Celsius, overcast, but this is 13 degrees Celsius is an average temperature in September, October. It is sunny, somewhat cloudy. Generally speaking, the later the colder weather, but I think that these 2 months are okay. We call them Indian summer in Czech Republic. Thank you. Go for another slide. Well, maybe you will say I'm just a dreamer, and maybe circumstances won't allow us to meet face to face next year. So we are ready to make it online. I think we are experts on this job. Go for another slide. Well, but I think this could be better. So let's hope and see you in Prague next year. The detailed information about the term and place of the event we will provide you by the end of this year. So see you in Prague, hopefully. Thank you.
So thank you, Jan. Thank you for a nice invitation to Prague. And please, everybody, keep fingers crossed that we can meet in a year in person, not online, and really enjoy the stay in the capital of the Czech Republic, and to have a CC meeting and some conference and training and connection to Pulchra project. So I also hope together with Jan that it will be possible to do this. So I think we are at the end of the first session. So if you have any questions about anything that has been mentioned so far, please ask or put it to the chat. But you can ask, unmute and ask if there is something or some comments.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
This is Tony. Thank you, Jan, for that great presentation about the meeting. And we certainly hope that we will be able to meet next year, given some of the positive news that seems to be emerging about vaccines and availability of vaccines. And so hopefully, you know, some of this will come into place, and we'll certainly be able to come back together. It certainly is a dream, I think, that we all share very much. I do want to just alert people, though, that we have already made the decision that the annual meeting next year will be a virtual one. And we've made that decision early for many reasons. And one of which is that we really want the virtual meeting to be a very participatory meeting from the community perspective. And to do that, we need a lot of time to do that planning. And so given the current situation and the situation a few weeks ago when we made the decision, and you know, even though a vaccine may be out next year, which we're hoping in early next year, the possibility of everybody being vaccinated and getting visas to be able to enter the US would have a very compressed time scale, and something that probably would not be feasible for many of our international partners. And that was another part that went into the decision to have it as a virtual meeting, because we did not want to have a very a meeting that was dominated perhaps by the US or certain countries that are able to be more organized and get the vaccine out and get people vaccinated. So the annual meeting, at least next year, will be virtual, and we're already starting the planning for that. Julie is doing work on getting a committee together and so on. So, and again, the reason that we made this decision early was so that we could get as many community people involved as much as possible in making presentations. So that's all I wanted to say about that. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to take those too.
Yes, thank you, Tony. This is important information to share and to know it in advance, that people know that it's not possible to meet in person next year, but we will meet online virtually. So any comments or questions to any topic?
Tony, do you already have an idea on the time and the dates? Particularly the timing will then, for virtual meeting worldwide, always be an issue because there is no perfect time.
Right. Thank you for that question, Carl. The meeting will be in July again next year, and I don't think I haven't the specific dates yet, but before the meeting is over, I think Julie will be joining the meeting tomorrow as well. So, but I think we do have the specific dates set aside. Time zones are a very important piece of all of this, and it's very difficult, as you said, to get the perfect time zone or that sweet spot for all of us to be able to do it. And this is part of what the committee will look at, is how do we do this so that certain regions are not, you know, always missing out or staying up late, or what do we do, and can we stagger parts of the meeting so that people, you know, that are in session at a very inopportune time, perhaps it's the best way of putting it, maybe in the middle of the night or something like that, that they're not always up for the 3 or 4 nights, right, that way. So we want to try to be as equitable as possible across the time zones, but also be as equitable as possible to all the participants, right, and the presenters. So that's something that the committee will be looking at. I have seen where some international meetings try to run parallel sessions at various points during the 24 hours, so that you know, the presenter is presenting twice at 2 different times for 2 different audiences. So that, let's say, one half of our community, 3 regions or whatever, might be getting a presentation live from the presenter at a certain time, and then 3 more at another time. So that's a possibility that we'll be looking at. So it is something that we have to try to figure out, and we'll do the best that we can. Meetings are always recorded, as this one is, so people can do that. Something that we did last week at the North American meeting was that our lightning talks that we had, which are the very quick 5 to 7 minute talks that people gave, were pre-recorded for everybody, even though we were in the same time zone, more or less. And this allowed people to, the presenters, to actually answer any questions as the videos were playing of their presentation. So it was a good way of doing that. So that might be something that we'll also consider. So this is one of the reasons why we needed to make that decision early, was really to consider all of this. We love having an engaged community, and it is the strength of the program. And we certainly want to do that with the annual meeting this year.
Thank you.
Or next year, I should say. And thank you, Laura, for putting up the dates for the annual meeting. They are the 19th to the 23rd of July.
So thank you, Tony. It seems to be very interested meeting, online meeting. So maybe some last question or comment, and then we can move to next session. So if there is no question and no comments, so let's move further, and let's start with the session. It's such a discussion session. We call it Education in COVID-19 Times. And we think that it's very important and useful to know what we learned and how Globe can contribute in this period. And we want to share the lessons learned from COVID times, to exchange ideas on how Globe program can contribute to digital learning, to distant learning, to online cooperation, to possibilities of online cooperation, and also to community building. We feel that it's really very important because we will use these examples of good practice or your experience, and we can share it among community. So how we will do it? We will try to work in groups in our virtual breakout rooms. We will be divided into 5 breakout rooms. Each of room will be about 7, maybe 8 people. And in each room, we will have a moderator. So the moderators are Laura, Anthony, Maike, Sania, and Karl. So these 5 moderators. You will have 20 minutes to exchange ideas in this smaller group. And after that, we will come together, and each group should present 3 key points from group discussion.
Sorry,
Yes.
everybody. To us, the session was short.
Hello.
Our famous last words were more or less to say, we need more time. We had a very lively, interesting.
That was very short, Dana. Very short.
Very short. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
The question is actually whether or not we could have its break time now, if the group can rejoin during break, and we just continue the next 15 minutes, if that is possible technologically. I would propose this.
Thank you, Karl, for nice suggestions. But I think I am happy that hopefully we are all back in the main room. Nobody lost somewhere. We have all people.
Seems like.
Seems like. Yeah. Also, thank you, Lenka, for technical managing of this session. And I think that we can start to share the outcomes from the discussion from our groups, and we will see if somebody needs some more time, so we will decide what to do. But let's start, and with the groups, maybe not some of the groups finished. And so we can, I believe that we can start, and we can start with the group of Sanya. I think I was there in this group, and it looks that we share, all the people share their experience. And so please, Sanya, keep only the main 3 points that we'd like to share. And if there are any questions, you can put it to the chat, or at the end there will be some time for discussion.
Okay. Hi everybody. We have Paul from Malta, and he told us that he was surprised because Globe teachers and students were very enthusiastic and do the collaborative projects with schools and countries and other countries. Then Nimbi from Estonia told us that they had summer camp or annual Globe expedition. It was less students than last year, but they do this, so they are very happy about it. Fyodor from Russia told us that it's very hard to do Globe in these conditions because of new knowledges, new skills and activities that students have to do. Then Christiansis from Latvia told us that he put materials, methods, tools on website. Everything was published in website, and all students and teachers can take these materials and do this. And Jennifer from USA told us that some students don't have internet, some students have internet, some students and teachers were online. Some of them make some measurements on water, I don't know, water measurements, but it is hard to do. And then Dana told us that she is not working with students, but is very satisfied with technology campaign and webinars and cooperation between countries on Globe. So it is our group.
So thank you, Sanya. So I will ask Anthony to share some key points.
Thanks, Dana.
How Globe can contribute in this special time.
Yeah, thanks, Diana. Yeah, we had a good brief discussion also about, we had Anastasius from Cyprus, Danielle from France, Diana from Croatia, Varela from Italy, and Lynn from the States, excuse me. And yeah, some common points came up really about, I suppose, the limitations now schools have in terms of having to deliver the core curriculum, particularly when the first lockdown came and Globe was very much secondary, if at all, on the agenda of teachers across a lot of the countries. And then followed up with really the challenge of teachers in digital learning, providing digital learning, was also common across countries. But then we did find there were positives in more recently with countries bringing back small projects. So we felt that, you know, introducing simple practical projects that schools could do, and we wouldn't ask too much of them, was something that should be promoted, and support for teachers in terms of Globe and continuous professional development in terms of the online learning, and not just for teachers but also for staff. We have to appreciate as well that a lot of staff are expected now to be experts in providing this kind of platform in terms of digital learning, online learning, and that they need to be supported and trained to help them deliver the program as well effectively. They were generally, we also spoke about the benefit of Globe having the e-learning already on the website, and to try to link that in and try to link Globe with the curriculum, and you know, in support of the curriculum as well, if possible, could be promoted as a positive there, essentially. It was also mentioned that, for example, the Globe Observer was a useful platform that some of the schools used as well during the, I suppose, and are still using, because they can use it on an individual level, I suppose, even if they're working from home. So that would be our main points.
Oh, thank you. It seems interesting. So who else? Laura, can you summarize the discussion of your group?
We had Sirka from Finland, Juliette from Switzerland, Sandra from Italy, and Tesh from Asia Pacific, India. And our common experience was that it was all too sudden. We and all the countries couldn't react so quickly on distant learning and using Globe. And they all brought out that teachers were able to adapt the situation, but had extra load of work, but still local measurement campaigns worked. And all participants pointed out that there were more social challenges because people are missing friends and people are missing the laboratory and hands-on work. So using the Globe protocols and Globe data is something to do in future. We will recover, but right now it was all too sudden.
Thanks, Laura. Thank you. And then we have Maike, the group of Maike.
Yes, we are with Israel, Belgium, Germany, Slovenia, and Para and the Netherlands. And the most countries has an online training for teachers. A lot of teachers can join now because it was online, it was not physics. So it was for the teachers, was it good that we had online possibility to train. Belgium was inside Globe 1 year back, and now she's trying to do everything in the country. But the problem was that the school were closed in April and May and maybe June, and she is looking for trainers. Israel, they have attention to the urban heat campaign, phenology and clouds, and they work together with Malta. So that was very nice. And we in the Netherlands, not with the schools, but of the head of the Netherlands, with Matthijs and Marcella and me, we built a new global protocol with a small computer inside. And so then we can make how clean the air is. We measure particulate matter. So that's what's in our group discussed.
So thank you, Maike. And the last group of Karel, do you think that you can take
sure.
some example?
I can provide some examples. We were particularly talking about the opportunities and challenges that the situation provides to Globe. Members of the group were Tony, Jan from the Czech Republic. However, Jan didn't get the opportunity to speak because our time was running out. Eileen from Ireland, Ramona from Malta, Mariana from Latvia, and Kostas from Greece. We were particularly looking also at the opportunities in that sense that with the COVID-19 situation, a new perspective on the importance of science becomes somewhat prevalent in society in terms of trust science as a method to shape challenging situations. And this applies obviously to COVID-19, but also to environmental research and environmental education. And Globe provides lots of opportunities in that sense. we were, Kostas also pointed towards the digital part of that story in terms of the RVSS, so the virtual science symposium, and let's see what else. Joint courses between schools obviously drew more attention and more interaction, although the personal meeting part is lacking. The digital part provides more opportunities, but this personal interaction shouldn't be underestimated. Common training courses were held also in Greece. However, there also was mentioned a school overload of these new, let's say, challenges which come along. Ramona reported on globe activities, globe observer apps, particularly also STEAM plus English, so science, technology, education, arts, and math plus English. I thought this was very interesting, this cross-disciplinary approach. Eileen mentioned that there is new and more activity being asked from schools. Schools ask actively for digital tools, and these are not only Globe schools, also schools from beyond the Globe community. This provides new opportunities. Facebook was identified here also as a tool. However, now a note from my side, I think looking at digital tools which are already in use in schools is something that is important. Facebook is sometimes not really wanted in schools. Nearpod, from my perspective, is an alternative there to also open up a new channel which is already customary used at schools.
Yeah, Carla, please. Yeah, I know that it's very difficult, but we ask about to share only 3 key points of the discussion, okay. So not to repeat all the things that people that you discuss. So if you can only.
These are the points. These are the points which I mentioned. So the activities. Or yeah. RVSs, the Globe Observer apps, for instance, and the activity between Israel and Malta has been mentioned.
Yeah. So thank you, and sorry that I interrupt you, but I think that it's important for us to choose really the main information from our discussions and to work more with it. Now it's a space for your questions or comments, if you have any.
Yeah, I have one comment that Sanja already brought it out, that Imbi told in their group that yes, in Estonia we managed to organize Globe Estonia Learning Expedition, and we had about 90 participants. All things were held outdoors, and it was totally COVID-free. So it's possible to have COVID-free events. We did it.
Yeah, it's you are happy that it was possible in the time in August to meet people together. In other countries, it was not possible to group in. So, but congratulations, and we look forward to have new about it on the website.
There is actually already Globe Star on the website.
Or Globe Star, okay.
There is one already.
But back to our discussion, I heard many examples of good practice that you use Globe as an opportunity or as a tool, how it can help with distance learning, that you manage it somehow, and so many examples. We can work with it further, and you know that we on our webpage there is a session where we listed some examples that can be helpful also for other people to use. How teachers or country coordinators can use Globe in this period. So we can put some information there. We can work more with the leaders of the group on this. Or you can, as Karl suggested, you can meet in small groups later. How do you like on Zoom, you know each other and continue to exchange your ideas on your own. So I'm quite happy to hear that e-learning help, that the collaboration, that Globe help for collaboration, because people need to at least meet each other online if it is not possible in person. So collaboration help, and also some new protocols. IVSS is a tool that that we can use for distance learning, and many others that you mentioned. So thank you for this. And so that's from my side. And if you have still any questions or comments, please do it now.
I would like to ask if we can just do a quick poll. Because I heard it in our group, and I would like to know if it was also occurring in the other groups. Who was using, or who plans to use the Globe e-learning modules in their country for some e-training, for online training of either teachers or staff? Can you either raise your hand or write it to the chat so that we know like how many people? Okay, we can see Belgium, Israel, Ireland, Switzerland, Croatia, Malta, Greece. Okay, if perhaps I don't see all of you, but Danielle, okay, yeah, France. Good, okay. I just wanted to know like how many of you do or plan to benefit from these modules, because there are so many of them and they are available freely, not only for yourself, but for anyone who joins Globe with an account. So thank you.
So thank you, Bara, for your comment. So if there are any other questions or comments, are there from audience? Jan, you have your hand raised, but do you want to ask?
No, it was replied to the Bara question.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, so thank you for your work in the groups. You work hard, and now the break is planned for next 15 minutes. And some technical instructions about the break. The meeting goes on. You can stay connected on the Zoom. Only please mute your microphones. But in case you sign out, you can come back on the same link you have in your email. And we have a small surprise for you. There will be 2 short videos from the Globe schools at the beginning of the break. So enjoy 2 videos and see you in 15 minutes at the same link.
I think you have a snack for us.
Video like snack.
Yeah, I thought it was you're going to say that you will be sending us an online muffin or something.
We want chocolate or something like this, and coffee. Yeah.
It's a brain snack.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm starting the brain snack now. Enjoy, and I hope it will be tasty for all of you.
Thank you.
Just a second.
Dobar dan, ja sam Ema. A ja sam Klara. Mi mjerimo rijeku Potvicu koju upisujemo u blok program. Mjerimo njezinu temperaturu. Njezin pH. Mjerimo i temperaturu zraka. Te količinu oblaka i boju neba. Ovo nam je ujedno i treća godina mjerenja i ovo jako volimo raditi zato što nam je dobra prilika za druženje.
Ovo radimo svake nedelje, dođemo i smjerimo, te možemo naučiti kako ostali čimbenici utječu na temperaturu i pH rijeke Potvice i kako se po tome mijenjaju nebo i oblaci.
Jako je zabavno i da ćemo sigurno nastaviti raditi dok možemo.
בעבר יצאנו ביחד לעשות תצפית עננים, היום כל אחד מהמרפסת שלו מעדכן את האפליקציה.
אני אוהבת לתצפת בעננים בגלל שאני מאוד אוהבת לצפות בשמיים וללמוד דברים חדשים. אני לומדת דברים חדשים כמו מהו גובה העננים, איזה סוג הם, וככה אני יכולה לדעת מה יהיה מזג האוויר היום.
אני אוהב לתצפת בעננים מכיוון שככה אתה יכול לדעת מה מזג האוויר יהיה באותו היום. לדוגמה היום, כשאין עננים, אז אתה יכול לדעת שהיום לא ירד גשם.
אני אוהבת לתצפת בגלל שאני אוהבת ללמוד דברים חדשים על השמיים, ואני אוהבת להסתכל על השמיים, ובזמן שאני מסתכלת אני למדת את זה יותר מגניב. ולמדתי מהתצפות שיש סוגים של עננים, ושיש הבדל אם העננים גבוהים או נמוכים.
Hello, my name is Gabi and I'm a student in School for Nurses Vrapče. And since I learned about the GLOW program, I also met a lot of new dear friends. We observe clouds, trees, lilacs, collect data in atmosphere and hydrology area and compare them. Being outdoors and our communication helped us a lot during lockdown period. We were all active in the same time with the same thing and preserved our mental health. We recommend LOBE as a prevention and a therapy against all bad human impacts towards nature and against corona pandemia as well. Greetings from Zagreb, Croatia.
Welcome back after the break. So I guess that we have all the participants back, or they are just coming back shortly. And we will continue in our session for today by having a discussion on the good practices that you had in your countries, or that you posted on this Padlet board, and what was the main reason for us to start this Padlet board. It's because every year when we have the regional meeting, we do these so-called country presentations. So every year you have to prepare, or we ask you to prepare kind of contribution from your country so that we can inspire each other. We can exchange some, challenges that we have, but also the successes, the examples of good practice that we collected through the year. And because it's not really possible to do country presentations one by one in when we are so many, and then do it online, because most likely that would be too long for all of us. We try to do that over that online board or online wall. So if you have it open now, the Padlet board, please keep it open. If you don't have it open, you will find the link in the chat, and you can open it for yourself in your computer so that you can you have it in front of you. I will be sharing the Padlet board through Zoom, but obviously we have too many contributions there, and it means that you will not be able to see all of them at once through my screen. So it's better that you open it up and you do it yourself. So I want to first thanks to all of you who posted your contribution to the Padlet board. We have quite many. From some countries, we got even more than one, which is great. And next, let's say 1 hour and something, we should spend in discussing and acknowledging the efforts of our colleagues from other countries, and to see what if we find there's something that we have in common, if we find there something that we can take as an inspiration. And also, let's use this opportunity that we all are here now to ask more questions about what people actually share there. Because obviously the Padlet board is also just an online tool where you have some limited space to either write something or to post a video or link to website or pictures. So I hope that you already went through that board and through all these posts, and that you have seen what others posted there, and that we can start. So once again, if you just come from the break, please, in the chat, you have the link to the Padlet board. If you can open it for yourself in your computer, so that you know what we are talking about. Because the goal of this session is not to repeat it and to present it one by one, because you already have it in front of you. And many of you, I believe that you went through the posts already. And as you can see, it's a nice collection. It's a very rich collection. So just a technical comment. If you have any question, or if you want to comment on someone's post, please feel free to start talking. Just unmute yourself and start talking. I think we can manage that in this number of 30 people. Yeah. And if you have any problems with opening the Padlet, please let us know. So my first question to you was, what did you find inspiring there for your country? What did you find inspiring in the posts of others for your own country, or for the way how you try to implement GLOBE in your country? So anyone?
Hi, Bara. I suppose
Okay.
one thing there is it looks like there's a lot of opportunity to promote outdoor learning and, you know, the outdoor classroom. So that's, I think, quite positive to see that across the board that is becoming, I think it's been more emphasized and prioritized, I think, in the current environment, which is good. And I think an opportunity we could maybe build on.
Thank you, Anthony. Okay, so that was the topic of outdoor learning. So what was that mentioned with some particular part of GLOBE, or in general? What was that?
Well, just even your own country, Czech Republic, there, I see it, you know, as you say, you know, there's opportunity there, and teachers are motivated, you know, to try to do that. And it's the same in Ireland with some of our own projects. Wouldn't necessarily be GLOBE, but there's an appetite for teachers where possible to go outside and learn. So, and that it was mentioned, I think, in our group earlier as well.
Okay, thank you, Anthony, for this insight. Yeah, and I just want to see if for any reason you don't want to turn on your microphone, you can comment or ask your questions in chat as well. I will be, or we will be monitoring the chat as well. So any other example, Paul?
Can we get some more information about the microprocessor and sensor that schools used in the Netherlands, please? Because it seems quite interesting. It's the fourth post on Padlet by Matthias.
Yes, we are with our Institute of Health. We make a microprocessor, and he can measure particle matter to 2.5 particle matter, and we can measure it. And the measure will on the website on our national Institute for Good Health, and students can make this microprocessor. They can code it with Arduino. They put it in a box, and they can hang it outside the school or inside the school, and then you can measure and you get real time information about the particle matters inside the place you are. So about COVID and aerosols, there is a connection between this, and that's what we make. And we make a protocol, and we make materials for the lessons, for teachers, for students. That's what we do. And maybe I think everything is in the Netherlands, but we want to translate everything in English.
You anticipated my next question.
Yes, because we have also TTO, dus different English schools in the Netherlands. So we will translate it, but in the first time it's in Netherlands.
And I imagine there will be some guidelines on how to construct the microprocessor.
Yes, we have make a movie, so you can follow the movie and you can make the processor, and then you can hang it outside or inside the building, and you can do measurements.
Thank you. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, so thank you for the question and the answer that the broader answer that Maaike gave, and because I know that there are more posts about this topic on Padlet, I would like to ask also Danielle if you can just share what, if it has your activities, they have something in common with what Maaike just presented. You are on mute, Danielle. Danielle, we cannot hear you if you are already talking. Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, the new tendency in France for the new curriculum, especially for high school, is to have the students build their own sensors and build and know how to program the, how do you say program? You put the software in it, yeah. So we also are in the same, we are also, we had a movie to build like Mike presented. We choose exchange on that because we did the same, same development for than you did. And yeah, and we also so we keep the
Danielle, do you also use the Sensorion SPS, or do you use another sensor?
No, we use another sensor. We use proposed by the Luftdaten.
Oh yes, we do it first, but the only problem is it will break in 1 year. It doesn't work for a long time. So that's the reason we use the Sensorion, because that has a time of 5 till 10 years he will work.
Okay, we have to learn from you. We are interested. I'm interested.
I think we can start an interesting project. Maybe with Italy, with Sandro.
Okay, yeah, okay. And we still go on with the Kali 2. You know, Kali 2 is a sun photometer. And the idea is to either you build your own sensor and make your measurements, but the measurements are not so important in some case. Or you can also, if they are right, you can compare with a sun photometer, with a Kali 2. But we built a network of Kali 2 to have all the ones we have been sold in Europe, but a lot also in the States. And we are planning to have a meeting with the Globe website people like David,
with the technology working group.
Yes, technology working group to explain them what we did. The idea is to have all the measurements of all the Kali tools, the one from schools and the one from scientists, on top of satellite data. And it works. It works now, so we can have this meeting in the coming weeks with. Is there somebody from from David or from the technology group? Or I didn't hear that. Is it somebody here in this meeting?
I think Laura is the representative, or
yes, and I'm representative of the technology working group.
Laura, you're in the technology? No? Sorry, I didn't get what you said.
Yes.
Okay, so we plan to have a presentation to the technology group and to the people from the website and discuss with them and see what we can do with that. The interest is to have the satellite data and to choose what kind of satellite data. It's all on the air quality projects, everything on that. And okay, I will contact Michael for this Yes, the sensor.
Yes, please. Yes, we can share our materials.
Okay. Next week, because
yes, of course, this week is very busy.
Okay, thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Maike. And anybody else wants to either follow up on this topic or start another one?
Yes, I saw that Italy has also do something with microplastics, and I was curious about it because we have also a project with plastic. But do you use, what are the protocols that you use in this?
Well, who is going to reply? Sandro?
Oh, sorry.
Lorela?
Sorry, I want to share with you a small video to understand when, where, what, what ask us. 1 moment. Sorry.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
You can authorize me. Is possible?
So until Lorela launched the video, I would like to invite you, if you have, if you're interested more about this topic and about the topic of microplastics in water, but the water in general and how the globe hydrosphere can be a topic for collaboration, I'm inviting you for the session of the water bodies of the hydrology, which is tomorrow.
Yes.
And there will be some more space also for discussion on these particular topics. And I'm sure that Sandro will be there, or the other members of Globe Italy team.
Or, okay, you can present tomorrow afternoon. Or we have a small, very interesting, because you can understand all the proposal, our proposal.
Yeah. Lorela, if it's possible for you to launch it now.
Yes, yes, in this moment, yes, it is possible
if it's
to
not
me.
possible, then we will do it tomorrow.
Yes, 1 moment. Sorry. Maybe. Yes. Okay, for you. No.
Hi everyone, best regards to Australia. I'm talking to you today about a project that we started with Globe Italia last year. Microplastics are pieces of plastic 5 millimeters in size or less, sometimes but not always.
Lorela, do you want us to hear something?
Yes.
To study. Often involve methods or equipment of technical complexity. Our protocols instead has been developed to gather information rapidly from accessible locations, to require minimal technical skill or equipment, and importantly, to be understood and used by a broad range of participants.
Tools we chose for the protocol are available in most schools that worry about monitoring the hydrosphere. They're scientifically robust tools and they're transferable. We had a chance to test this protocol earlier this year in Mantova, and we got feedback from the citizens and students of Mantova. The protocol involves 3 simple steps: collecting the sample in a clean bottle while noting the conditions and hydrology of the site, filtering the sample, observing the sample and recording data on which the school can perform statistical analysis and data sharing across the network of schools that are involved in the project. This is a great opportunity also to validate your analysis with collaborating scientists to whom you can send your samples.
This protocol has been demonstrated in a variety of settings, starting in Italy in 2019 using waters in rivers, lakes and inland seas, and since then through 2020, including coastal and oceanic waters around Australia. The sampling can be carried out anywhere. These photos illustrate it's a simple and repeatable sampling method using simple equipment in a broad range of settings and through a variety of participants.
The fact that we have 3 steps that are separate means you can adapt the protocol to suit your conditions. You can sample anywhere, filter anywhere, and observe and analyze on-site or back when you're back at school. Data analysis is simple. It is performed through morphological recognition of likely microplastics. Working together with universities and research centers allows you to verify your data. What we observe the protocol to bring as benefits is accessibility, and as a bonus, the contemporaneous observation of biological and natural occurring solids, as well as artificial solids in the samples collected. Student training is fast through reference material we generated through this campaign, and collaboration is easy. On that note, we have involved many people on this protocol, and we look forward to hearing from you.
We can be contacted by these methods, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you. Thank you for your passion.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much, Lorella, for this introduction. So that was a teaser also for the Water Bodies Collaboration and Globe Hydrosphere session. And is there any
can I just say
to that or question?
Can I just say a comment about that? So this is great. It's a wonderful video, and it's actually wonderful to see that it's a collaboration between Australia and Italy. And Australia has just become re-engaged with the program. We have a new country coordinator there, and Lynn and I will be meeting later on this afternoon, and we'll talk about this, I think, and possibly also putting the person in contact with Deakin University there to see if there's a possibility of some further collaborations or cooperation, but at least making the initial contacts, I think, will be wonderful. So thanks for sharing that. And it will be very exciting, I think, to be able to add that, but there's a process that we have to go through to add any new protocols and so on. But I think at least making an initial contact through the country coordinator in Australia would be wonderful too. Lynn, I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that.
No, just that I agree with you. And it's a topic that I've been asked about many times over the last few years. Is Globe doing anything with plastics in water? So this is very exciting. We'll talk later about getting that connection.
Yeah. And Sandra and I had a great conversation last year in Trieste about it. So it'll be good to continue that a little further with this. And just it's wonderful. It's exciting that it's actually in Australia too. So it'll be a good way of perhaps getting the folks in that country more engaged as well. So.
Oh, can I say something about it?
Yes, sure.
Oh, thank you, Tony. Thank you, Links. Yeah, thank you. I think that what we wanted to prepare is just a protocol that could be managed by schools very, very easily. And the results are number of plastics per cubic meter. We know that NOAA developed a great protocol, but it's just for great ships. And it involves structure, very important structures that they are not available for schools. So in this protocol, everything it could be made by schools. It could be handmade. The cost is very low. Just the filtering system costs about 115 euros. but 100 membrane filtering system cost about 25 euros. So the cost is very limited, and I think that a local institution can help schools to do it. So we think that this is a great opportunity. We know that the critical point is at the end, when you want to recognize exactly what kind of plastics, of what kind of fiber, synthetic fiber. But this is a point that has to be developed with a university, with some microscope of high quality, so it could connect schools and scientists, because it's we did it with the University of Deakin. Well, I'm facilitated to do it because there is my daughter, no? And my daughter had the idea for this protocol, but I think that everybody can contact her through maybe the Globe Australia coordinators. So it would be very nice if we could create a network, because we have the results of the samples we collected during the summer. We worked all over the summer and collecting samples from river, lakes, and so on. So we've got a lot of images of microplastics. So we can share all the images with everybody, so they are free, and you can have a look of the difficulty or the facility, the easy way to recognize it. We will make learning activities, because students and teachers must have an approach. They must be accompanied to the, but we think that it's very easy to do it and to approach it. We would like to face other protocols and other people, just to share with this opportunity and discuss with them the validity or the critical points of the method.
Sandro, thank you. Thank you for telling us more about the opportunities that we have, and your, let's say, novelty scientific examination or investigation of the microplastics in water. And I think that it would be nice if some other country can perhaps test it as well. And then obviously, as Tony said, there is in the GLOW program, there is some process how we introduce new measurement or new protocol. And this should be also obviously discussed with the science working group.
Yeah.
You know that, right? So let's hope for, getting this piece of water investigations in GLOBE in some time. And I think this is the same case as for the air quality topic that you mentioned for the sensors and for PM 2.5 and similar characteristics of the air quality, which are currently also not part of the GLOBE program. And we know that in some countries, you already started with, testing different ways how to do that. And I think it can be a useful starting point for the science working group to see that in some countries it's already, it's already in schools and it's getting tested in some way. So let's just keep ourselves updated about that. So thank you. Thanks to all this, Lorela also for the video. And any other comment or topic or questions to any other post on the Padlet board? Perhaps you are trying to find the to find yourself among all these posts. Yeah, who is talking?
Anna?
Anna, okay, Anna.
Yeah, it's quite a different topic, but we are, as we want to make this Week for Future next year and making a festival from our 10 years and the 25 years of annual of Globe, we have started to make a sort of history of Globe and of the development in curricula in Germany and of the development of participants and so on. And I saw Croatia does something similar. And I would very much like to know a bit more deeply what are they doing, and can we put together our experience, our history with Globe to one. We want to have one booklet and one large exhibition about that.
Okay, so this is the
Croatia.
question for Sanja or Diana.
Yeah. Looking back at 25 years of Globe in the country.
Thank you for noticing it. It was my great wish that after 25 years we have some of history in one place, because there are new people in Globe and some old people are going away. And so it is important to have this idea of continuity.
Yeah.
So I collected mostly photos from my colleagues, and we put it on our website. So we have a Globe Croatia.
But in Croatia, in Croatian, in your language?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is in Croatia.
Yeah.
So far. But also I tried to put some text, not just photos, but also text to explain. I think that, well, I don't know, shall I call it milestones, like what was Globe Games, or when we started to have our Globe conferences. It's kind of Globe Games National, and how what international workshop and conference we did manage to visit or to participate. So those kind of things. And on the other hand, we have this a history of our Globe student conferences from 1998, which is a separate, So we can talk in the future about how to maybe exchange some data or photos or something we can do together.
Yeah, I would like to do that very much, because I think there are two different continuities. One, the continuity of Globe as a large program, and one different continuity to the integration in the national curricula. And to compare that a bit, for example, Croatia to Germany or to other countries, I think it's most interesting, and I would like even to have more partners to talk about that. So thank you.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can stay in connection. We keep on discussing about that. Yeah, go on. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I just added 2 links to the chat for people. The first one is on the website itself, and it goes to some history dates for the program overall, and it's wonderful to see countries creating their own history of the program in their own countries. So that's wonderful, but this might also give you some guidance, Anna. And then also in the annual review every year, we do list some milestones inside the cover. And the annual review that you would have received at the annual meeting is now posted on the website. And I've also included the link for that. And that's the second link there.
Sure, we are working with that at all. Yeah, sure.
But it's wonderful too to see history for the program in your country up on your own little pages too. That's wonderful to see that. And thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you. It's
Thank
mostly, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so thanks for that. And some more question or topic. I would like to, I would use that opportunity to ask about the post about the transition year that in Ireland. I would like to know, like, how did you organize that, or how did you promote it to schools, or what was the feedback? How that?
Aileen developed. So I suppose we're responding as well to schools, and I suppose they focus on the curriculum more so of teachers. So we've tried to develop and link Globe resources more directly with the curriculum this year. And we identified there's a particular year in second level in Ireland, which is more flexible and includes more kind of project-based work and work experience, and typically gives opportunities to students to go on excursions and field trips and things like that. Now it's changed this year, that it's a bit more restrictive, but we saw that it as an opportunity for Globe to present resources to those teachers to promote and I suppose develop resources that link directly to that TY curriculum. So Aileen worked on that, and what we also did is we incorporated it into the e-learning for teachers on the Globe website, and we also linked it to some of the international campaigns, and European campaigns such as the Phenology campaign, the Trees Around the Globe campaign, for example. So it's quite early still in terms of getting feedback from teachers and how much they've used it or how useful it's been, but it's up there on the our Globe page on the website, the Ireland page, if anybody wants to see the resources we have. Now it is designed for national level curriculum, but other coordinators might see some information they can use, so it's all obviously available. Aileen, I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the big thing to say is that this year, because that transition year is it's quite busy, and they do so much, outside of the school. And with that being cancelled due to COVID, it was sort of like there was an opportunity there, both to sort of promote the Globe protocols to these students and teachers, but also kind of to help teachers have something, to provide them that they can actually take students outside and have some kind of concrete resources to use. And I know in Ireland, like, we don't have a lot of kind of outdoor oriented education. So kind of the Globe resources just kind of fit perfectly in, at this time. So we were able to sort of put the Globe resources that, that exist. So, the various atmosphere protocols and some of the biosphere protocols, and then put them into an Irish context. So try and add a little bit of, statistics around, what goes on in Ireland, just in terms of even greenhouse gases and for the trees protocol and for the carbon cycle protocols, and put some context on it. So yeah, to date, I mean, we've had feedback from a handful of teachers that they've been implementing this already, and people seem interested in it and excited about having these resources this year. So we'll see how it goes, and you can, like Anthony said, you can take a look at them and see what you think too.
Thank you, Aileen. Thank you, Anthony. So if you want to learn about this more, there is a link on that Padlet board. So if you that's for any post that you have there, and there is some picture or something more than text. Most likely, it's something that you can open it's a document or it's a link to the website. So if you want to learn more, you just you just open up that link. Perfect. So okay, I will stop sharing now so I can see you. So any other comment or questions to anybody's post? Okay, well, I cannot hear anything. I cannot see anybody indicating anything. So I would like to ask now if there is someone who did not manage to add the post. If someone wants to just tell us or something about a good practice from their own country, because not all the countries are represented in Padlet. So if there is someone who did not post but wants to say something now, please feel free to do that. Nobody's starting, and there is a post from Maria
May
Pia.
I say something, Bara? It's okay.
Okay, Anna.
Anna, yeah. We put one point on the Padlet. It's a topic about tributary rivers and hydrology. And we started an Erasmus before March, but we were interrupted by Corona and we want to restart. We have a group on e-twinning of nice countries, but we want to invite some more partners. If you would like to look at the program, the tributary rivers, and perhaps send our invitation to your schools, that would be very nice. Hello?
Okay, yeah, we could hear
You're still
you.
there? I lost the screen. Aha, genau. Yeah.
Yeah, because I shared the Padlet again to
thank
point
you.
to your post.
Yeah, thank you
and
for listening.
Yeah, again, if you want to read more, you please open this link.
River. It's a little description of our project. We have already 3 partners from Czech Republic, from North Macedonia, and from Croatia. But we are searching for more, and we want to restart with Erasmus 21. Perhaps you have a look at that, and perhaps you can give it to your schools.
Mm-hmm. So that was again the topic of water.
A topic of water, but not only of water quality, but development of rivers and the function of rivers in looking to the main river. It's a bit, wie soll man sagen, it's developed from the old Rhine project. We don't want to talk about the large rivers, Danube, Rhine, but about the little ones and what do they mean and their development. Yeah. So that. One of the reasons is we are living at the spring in a wonderful water area, and we want to enjoy that.
Let's move to an.
Pardon?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And there is a contribution in the chat from Maria Pia that there is an interesting post from Globe Croatia about the curriculum. Not sure if Diana and Sanya, do you want to say something more about that?
So I'm here. Do you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Yes, we did it some times ago. We met physically still. It was in the time when it was possible. We gathered teachers, Globe teachers, so it was for experienced Globe teachers. And since we had a new curriculum, we wanted teachers from different subjects to identify what are connections to Globe. Can they do it in a regular teaching? What can they do, and how much, in which class? So it appeared that mostly geography teachers said that almost each topic they had, it is connected in some way with Globe. And then there was the science teachers, of course, and they also had many opportunities. And we even had some language teachers who also find some connections with Globe and the way they can use it. So we thought it is useful to publish it on our website so that every new Globe teachers can find their subject and find the way how to incorporate Globe in their teaching. And thank you, Maria Pia, for noticing that.
May I say something?
Yes,
yes, Maria Pia.
The problem is that I don't know Croatian. It's a big problem.
I agree with you, but well, we will. What about Google Translator?
Okay, we'll try.
Yeah, this I think the Google Translator is good if you want to get, the general overview, what is there. I think it may work for this kind of topic of curricula in different subjects and topics. I think you should learn enough things through Google Translator, and then ask Diana for more if something is not clear. Yeah. Thank you for that. So that was the link of different Globe topics to different subjects that we have at schools. So it was I just get this the first comment that Diana made, that geography is the subject which is the teachers were saying that they can incorporate Globe the most. So do you, in any country, did you do any such survey, or do you have any, feedback from teachers that says the same, that geography would be the subject which is the, the best for that? Or do you have some other results or insights?
Yeah, Para.
Diana, yeah.
Yeah, we have different, we don't have geography teachers.
Oh, that's Daniel, sorry, Daniel, yeah.
We don't have any geography teachers involved in Globe in France. So we have more biology or physics teachers. Yes, it's different.
Okay.
And it's why it's like measurements, the physics teachers, mathematics also. They like make measurements and process data.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So I can see that Juliet wanted to talk, then Ramona, and then Rafaela. So Juliet, go ahead.
Yeah. And beside of geography and biology, often it's IT and medias, working with media, social media. We have this in our curricula. So we have teachers from different branches who are working because of this IT aspect and this digital learning aspect with Globe. and it's coming more and more. So it's not only related to content, but these are competencies for all contents in schools like that. I think this is a big chance for Globe.
Okay, thank you. Who else? Ramona, can you?
Hello. Besides linking Globe with geography, I teach geography myself, so it links perfectly. I also have a topic on weather and climate, and I use Globe website to show how students can use data from the website, but also I link Globe with IT and even eTwinning, where we link projects, Globe projects with eTwinning, and encourage other students from other countries to collaborate through these two platforms, these two international programs. I would also like to highlight how a school in Gozo, I did not write it as one of the best practices of Globe this year. They registered with Globe for the first time in October last year, and taking a whole school approach, starting from just cloud observations, they managed to involve everyone at school from kinder level up to year 6, and the class teacher, for example, they linked it with languages, with Maltese and English by reading books related to clouds. They linked it with art, where kinder students created different shapes of clouds. Also, they linked it with maths, creating a bar graph. And depending on the number of clouds they observed, different types of clouds, and they created a bar graph. So yes, taking a whole school approach and linking with all the subjects at schools, they managed to link the Globe program, just with the theme of clouds. That's all I would like.
Thank you, Ramona. Yeah, thank you. And Rafaela also wanted to talk.
Yes, thank you, Bara.
Is it so?
Yes, thank you. Just like Ramona in Israel, we found that the best way to implement the Globe program is to have a bench of a few teachers that will teach it together. So they must use the English language. They have English teacher, science teacher, and we must teach sustainability in Israel. All the primary school learn sustainability. So we combine it all together, and for me, I think to combine the art teacher is very important, because the students, some of them can express themselves by using art methods. So it's a combined effort.
Bara, if possible, I would like also to add something, because I forgot. Not only that, but they also reached out to the community where they displayed all their work on the notice board for the parents to be involved, and also in their annual school publication, where then they highlighted all their work. So they also communicated with the whole community and linked clouds, for example, with sayings, with local sayings. So look, another idea of how Globe can be linked with all the subjects across the curriculum, and even linking with the community outside the school.
Thank you, Ramona, also for mentioning the link to the community outside of the school. I think it can be an important motivator for the teachers, students, and possibly for the parents as well to get involved. And we have some discussion going on in the chat about the different topics that we mentioned, if some of them can be taken further. And yes, obviously they can be taken further. And you know that for any topic we need a leader, because it will not get further without without a person who would be a lead for that topic. So if anybody would like to volunteer to be the lead for any of this topic and create a group of coordinators and other people involved, and to pursue that topic, please contact us. Please say it aloud, and we would love to collaborate on any of these topics to, you know, to make it either more widespread in Globe, or to help it to, you know, get it to science working group to at least discuss it. And yeah, there are other options as well, how to work on that and how to take it further. There is a post from Anastasius. Anastasius, do you want to talk, or do you prefer just to chat? Okay, so Anastasius like mentioned, yeah, do you want to talk?
I mentioned something about
okay.
But I do not have the details right now. But I can ask, and I will be ready tomorrow if we are interested in doing something with microplastics. I'm almost sure that the colleague a couple of years ago did a very nice project with microplastics and seashores, but I don't know details. But I can learn. Okay, I will inform you later on.
Okay.
Bara.
Okay, thank you. And I will just finish the thought, okay? Sorry, Ramona, okay. Because Anastasius also wrote that there is that he has some contact regarding the PM, the specific protocol on PM. So, okay, Ramona, please go ahead.
Because I can read from the chat that some are mentioning the turtles, because in Malta this year we had a record number of nests in Malta, a total number of 8 nests. And since I'm a volunteer with Nature Trust, I took through this nest, an idea came up to link it with Globe. And every day we took readings of descent temperature. And in fact, we can also link it with the theme of microplastics, because another investigation that was held in Gozo this year in one of the Globe schools was, in fact, they investigated the effects of marine litter on seawater temperature and the seawater pH level. Again, I did not list this as one of the best practices, but on Wednesday I will be talking in more detail about it during the marketplace. But yes, through Miss Claudia Caro Vera, she put me in contact with a teacher, a Globe teacher from Costa Rica, where we held an online meeting where the students met online and discussed the research questions which they can investigate related to turtle nests. So we have now already collected the data from the turtle nest site here in Gozo. Right now, the students from Costa Rica, they are collecting their data, and we will be working together to compare the data to check if there is sort of, when turtles sort of, if there is a relationship between the two countries and what determines the best site for turtle nests. Sort of we linked it with Globe. There isn't a protocol as such on this, but using the soil protocol, we measure descent temperature. We'll use also the atmosphere protocol, where we measured also the air temperature, humidity, and also the sky conditions, cloud cover, etc.
Okay, thank you for adding details about this collaboration with Costa Rica and with, you know, about this research. Do we have anyone else who wants to react to any post on Padlet or to anything that we discussed right now? For some reason, I cannot really see your videos. So if you want to talk, please just start talking, because I cannot see if you indicate that you want to talk.
Hi, Para, Anthony here. I've just been posting some comments in the chat. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, there seems to be quite a bit of interest in a lot of these projects that the different countries are running, because they're very topical, I suppose, you know, in terms of air quality or in terms of microplastics, for example, in water. And, you know, I suppose you alluded to it there previously about, you know, bringing it to Globe and for it to be approved as a protocol, but obviously this takes a lot of time. So I just wondered, you know, and I put a suggestion in there that maybe we take some of these projects as examples, and we could maybe vote as a community on which topic we would maybe like to pursue and develop a campaign on for, you know, in the shorter term, rather than, we say, pushing it down the line in terms of needing to get approval from Globe as a protocol. I suppose I'd like to hear the thoughts of maybe Tony on this, and also yourself at a regional level, whether and the rest of the coordinators, whether this is something they feel would be interesting, relevant, and obviously we would have to pick a topic that would apply to most countries. But I think there's a lot of opportunity there maybe we're not tapping into within Globe in terms of some of those important issues that are, you know, international and transboundary.
Tony, do you want to react?
So you're waiting for me to go first then?
Yeah.
So you saw that. So just to go over with people, the Science Working Group has developed what we're now calling a deactivation process, which we were calling the sunsetting process for protocols that are in the program and that not a lot of people are using. And so, you know, there's a maintenance factor in this to keeping the database up to date with some of those protocols, and then nobody's really using them. So in the next week or so, there will be a process that you will all have access to, and some of you saw this at the regional meeting, or sorry, at the virtual meeting, the virtual annual meeting. And so this process will go out to the community for comment. And with that, there will be a list of possible protocols for deactivation in that message that will go out to you. And so you get a chance to put comments on the process itself, but then also the protocols that have been identified for deactivation and possible deactivation. There'll be 2 lists in there. And so that we need to complete that process before any new protocols will be introduced to the program. And we're using the term deactivation now because in a couple of years, some of these protocols may be reactivated just because some of the issues that are surrounding the deactivation are based on instrumentation that is either not available worldwide, or is too expensive, or is just not getting the data that the scientists really wanted initially from this type of protocol. So if, for instance, in a couple of years, there was a very inexpensive piece of equipment that came along for a particular protocol that was deactivated because of instrumentation issues, then that possibly could be reactivated. So the process for completing this will be that it will go out to you for comment. The comments will come back. The comments will go to Science Working Group to be integrated into any changes that may need to occur to the process or to the protocols that were identified for deactivation. And then once that's complete, it will go to NASA for final consideration of the process and the protocols that would be deactivated. In parallel to that, we're hoping that we do already have an existing process for protocols to be admitted, I guess you could say, or approved for the program. That process needs to be revised because it was created before the working groups were in place. So it does need to be revised because, as I think Bara said, any new science protocol that would come in as a possibility will go through the science working group for them to consider its applicability to the program and various other criteria that the protocol would need to meet. Is it global in nature? Is it, so there'll be probably a list of questions that the science working group would consider for protocols. Then once the protocol to a certain extent is approved, or whatever feedback the science working group would give on the protocol, that will go to GIO and to NASA for consideration. And the one thing I guess that is important to understand here is that getting the protocol is only one part of the process, right? Because once the protocol is in place, then all of the other infrastructure has to be built around it. So the database has to be created for it, which takes quite a little bit of work to get that done. And then the visualization also needs to be created for it, which is additional work and so on. And so part of this is trying to figure out where those resources would come from to add additional protocols. And one of the pieces that, for example, would be good is that, if people who were proposing the protocol, which is a possibility, for example, with the particulate matter, the PM 2.5 protocol, that they actually have resources, financial resources to make that happen. And so that's resources will be a factor in this, and how and where those resources are going to come from will be a question that will be asked probably of the proposers that are proposing the protocol. So, we have a finite budget. Part of deactivating a certain number of protocols is the hope that there will be some financial resources that may be released. However, that is probably not going to be enough funding for new protocols to be added, because it could be quite small. So in relation to the question, I think that's being asked here is, I think it would be great for regions to actually look at what protocols, new protocols, might be of interest to the countries in the region, and what the possibilities are for that protocol in relation to either a campaign or, actually developing the protocol itself if it's a new protocol, or if it's not a new protocol, for example, like the plastics protocol, if it's an existing protocol coming from another group, what kind of collaboration can GLOBE do with that group to integrate it possibly into the program? So, if they already have a database created for all of the data, then is there any sense in GLOBE replicating that, or can we just somehow ingest the data from that existing database through an API or something like that, right? But if it's a brand new protocol, the question becomes, where's the data going to be stored, and who's going to create that part of the database, and so on. And so, Anthony, I know that Dave worked with you guys a little bit on creating some sort of a Google spreadsheet or something like that, at least as a temporary measure, to keep the data in there so that you all could access it. And I'd be interested to know how that went for your project. And not that that's what we would do, in the future, but as a temporary measure, if there were more countries interested in being involved in, let's say, an air quality campaign around NO2, would that be a temporary fix that we could do, so that we don't want to lose the enthusiasm or the interest around the protocol we want to try to maintain that until the protocol perhaps becomes part of the program itself. So that was a lot of information for you on that. And I'm happy to take any questions on either the deactivation process or the new process or that temporary piece that David did for Anthony and the crew in Ireland.
Just thanks, Tony. Yeah, just to come back, I suppose, on Dave, yeah, he was very helpful, and his son actually as well, Jack, helped us in terms of what we're doing is transitioning the air quality campaign we currently have for schools into a public campaign where we're looking to engage thousands of citizens in measuring NO2 via the diffusion tube methodology in the new year. And we're looking at, I suppose, the most practical way to capture people's data and information. And one of those methods would be through an online form system initially for people to sign up to the project. But then we're also working with an app development company in working out how best to capture details around deployment of the tubes. So when and where they're being deployed, you know, providing date, time, location information. And yeah, we're currently piloting that with about 100 volunteers, including some of the Globe schools. So we're happy to provide you with feedback on how that goes. But you know, I think it's great that there's the flexibility there, and you seem quite positively disposed to regions developing new ideas with the potential, I suppose, for those to be approved as protocols at a later date. I think maybe it would be good at the same time, though, to maybe have, and I think you maybe alluded to it there in terms of the science working group, to have some involvement of the science working group in early stages of development of new projects or new campaigns to, you know, to ensure that there's maximum compatibility, I suppose, with Globe. I think that'll be very important because we do have, I suppose, national campaigns and national projects and protocols that we may find, you know, at a later date, best intentions, they're not compatible with what's required for Globe. But I think I think there's maybe a lot of opportunities we need to explore and look at some kind of system maybe for the regions developing those. Mm-hmm. And even I think it would also be of benefit if we had some indication, I suppose, from Globe generally about the particular areas of interest of whether it be the sponsors, NASA or Globe as a program, where they would like to go in investigating particular subjects or particular topics. Because I think we have a good resource base, and there's probably a lot of experience, you know, within the different members mm-hmm. of various different projects that will probably be a good starting point for that.
Sure. So just if I can respond to that, Anthony, thanks for that. I think you're making some very good points there too. And Kostas hopefully is still on. I can't see him in my set of people that's here, but you know, as part of the science working group too, you know, the aim, in fact, even in the existing protocol process, the existing introduction of new protocols process, there is, I believe, a piece that calls for a pilot, a possibility of a pilot study for a particular protocol if it's being introduced, that it would be good for whoever's proposing it to perhaps have done a pilot. And I think what you're talking about there, you know, and what Jack and David were kind of helping you with in relation to at least the spreadsheet for maintaining data and so on was really doing that pilot, right? And seeing how, what's the possibility of doing something like this as a general citizen science protocol. But the fact that you're also using the schools in there as well, I think is a great addition to what you might consider a pilot of the protocol, and then getting the results of that and putting those results into the proposal that you would put forward. And the second point I think I heard there was, you know, involving the science working group very early on. And in fact, the new process would have the protocol proposal. There's a lot of P's in this. The protocol proposal going first to the science working group for them to consider before it would actually come to so you would send it to GIO, but we would automatically get it to the science working group as the first step of the process. So they would be involved from the get-go in looking at the proposed protocol and deciding whether it has merit to move it forward in the process or not. And the third point I think that was in there was really about what's the general direction, right, of the science within the program. And, you know, there was a time in the program when we had a chief scientist, and many of you will remember that person was Dixon Butler. And, you know, Dixon is still with the program as a consultant, but looking overall at where the science of the program should go, I think is a great topic for the science working group to consider, and really looking at overall, you know, we have, and this is probably something that they could look at, you know, probably not this year, but as a topic area, certainly beginning in 2021, is creating some sort of a white paper or discussion document, whatever you would want to call it, for where's the science of the program going, right? After 25 years, what are the new areas? Should there be areas of focus particularly? Should campaigns focus on these particular areas? Would they be different for each regions, or would there be a global focus? And so I think that's a very good point, and I think it would be good for the science working group to really look at that as a topic and create some sort of a discussion document that perhaps we could have a draft, you know, ready perhaps for the virtual meeting in July that we could have some discussions around or something like that. So I think that's a great idea. It's something that I'll talk to Mulika as the chair of the science working group and to see if we could move that forward as a possibility. But I think it's something that, you know, I do get asked, not particularly about the science, but where's the program going, right? And this would certainly be a very important component of that. So I hope that answers, I think they were the 3 points, at least that I got from what you were saying. So I hope I answered those.
It looks like you did, Tony.
I guess I did.
Yeah. So thank you for that explanation of these 3 points. And I'm sure that we will, you know, have a discussion with Dana and Lenka on how we can, you know, keep on supporting these topics within the region in a way that, you know, we keep in touch and we kind of collect the case studies from different countries on, you know, these air quality projects that you do, although they may not be compatible to each other, still it's the same topic. And what I want to say now is that even if we don't have the protocol now, I think it's good to, run these campaigns on at the national level. And you can always refer to GLOBE because you can always connect it with some other, measurements that we do or observations that we do in GLOBE. Be it some, direct connection is there, or perhaps the connection is not that direct, but you can still make it. So let's just try to, perhaps build the campaign slightly broader. And if you focus on PM 2.5, obviously it makes sense also to observe the, the weather conditions because it is connected, right? And that's just what came to my mind right now. And some more insight perhaps we will get later on when we will have some more time to discuss it and to think about it, how to promote it even more in our region. Well, thanks to everyone who is involved and in these new topics and who is actually trying to get some novelty and is trying new ways how to get schools involved with the topics which are very how to say it, very highlighted in this time, which the air quality definitely is one of them. So we have time perhaps for one last question or comment. You can react to anything that is on Padlet or to anything that was said. Okay, long silence. So in that, with that, I would like to thank you for all the contributions on Padlet and also to all the people who were involved in the discussion. And I would like to say that what we can see on Padlet is just like a selection of what was going on in all our countries during the last year. And more you will be able to learn from the country reports. As every year, we are collecting the country reports from each country. And I'm sure that most of you already submitted the country report to Lenka. And if you haven't done so yet, please do it till November the 11th, so that we can then compile this booklet of country reports for the whole region, and then we will send it back to you, and you will get the full piece of information for our region. So I hope that this will be also useful for you. I know that this year we don't have any time for, chatting during the coffee breaks and during the dinners and in between the sessions. And and that was usually the time when you could learn more from your colleagues about different things that they do back home and how they organize GLOBE program in their countries for their school networks. So hopefully we will be able to do that through emails and with some other meetings that we will have. And now let's have a look at how we can continue this week. I will give word to Dana.
I'm here. Yeah, so thank you, Bara, and thank you everybody for really amazing discussion on all the topics that are listed on the Padlet. And let's have a look what's on tomorrow. Tomorrow in the first part we have some opening, and then because we will have probably 200 participants, we will see how many will really participate tomorrow. So there will be some short introduction activities, and then there will be presentation of Tony about what is planned ahead for this school year, or the year 2020-2021. And after the break, there is a discussion and session about water bodies and water collaboration. So today on the Padlet there were many suggestions how to work with water. So tomorrow we will have more time to discuss it and maybe choose the topic for region collaboration. So we will see. We will have also presentation of Sandro, and from also one more from Globe School in Omiš in Croatia at this session. So, and let's have a look at the next day. On Wednesday. Next slide, please, Lenka.
Yes, please, wait a second. The slides don't want to.
Don't want to move, so never mind.
Tuesday is the closest day, so.
No, yeah, it's the most important for tomorrow. I know.
Must be the muffins, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, never mind. I can
again.
explain it. I can.
My apologies, but
no, it's a.
Okay.
Yeah, and so
now.
for
no.
It's again Tuesday, the most important day.
Okay, I hope you can read it even in the
yeah, we can see it in this smaller version. So on Wednesday there is a marketplace in the first part of the day. I still want to say in the morning, but it's after the lunch. So marketplace, where we have a presentation of, I think, eight Globe schools, teachers or country coordinators will give presentation, and the topics are about Globe collaboration and about environmental awareness. We will also show some more videos during this session, and also maybe during some breaks or at the end of the sessions. And after the break, there is a meeting with several scientists, and we will organize it as such a Globe Science Cafe to talk about science and life. Bara will moderate this discussion. And at the end, it's a session led by Diana and Education Working Group about the trainers and mentor trainers certification. I think that the session marketplace is interesting also for your teachers. So you can invite them, or I hope some of them or many of them registered and they will be there. It's quite inspiring session for them to see the examples how Globe is working in another schools in another countries, and the same is with the to me the Globe science Globe scientists. Yeah, and we have the Thursday here, and in the first part it's a student presentation. So let's be there and to see the inspiration from students, how they will present their projects, and about how they are working with Globe at their schools. And after the break, David will be there to give us updates about what's new and what will be new about Globe website and Globe Observer. So definitely a very important session for everybody. And at the end, there is a space for some questions and answers, so you can still think what you need to know. And you can post the questions in advance on the list. You have the link in your email, or it's also on the website, the agenda. So I think that's it about the agenda. I'd like also to inform you that we will share presentations and the videos from students and the recordings of the sessions. So we will upload it and share there. We will give you info where you can find it. And also important, to note that tomorrow we will meet on another link. You have the link in your email, so please join in on another Zoom link for tomorrow. Yeah, so I think that's it about this technical information for tomorrow and the other days at this moment. So thank you once more for really nice discussion with you, and enjoy the evening. Even we can't be together, but enjoy the evening and look forward to meet you tomorrow again on a Zoom link.